episode of the CattleUSA Daily Podcast. Today we are welcoming back Dan Gerhold with Logic Ag Marketing, our amazing partner here at CattleUSA on the insurance side, where we partner with them with LRPs and everything else for you cattle producers out there. Dan comes on every single week and gives us a market update, what is happening in the markets, the highs, the lows, all the goods, all the bad, and everything else in between. And Dan and I just kind of share our opinions on what is happening, what we think is going on, and how it is affecting you cattle producers out there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this episode with Dan. Good morning.
Hi, Lauren. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good.
You're the one with the change of location today.
Yeah, sorry. Gonna try and get back in the field today, so working this morning from home.
Good deal. Good deal. Are you guys drying up enough to be able to get out, you think?
It's not as fit as it was, but it's May 1st, and it's time to go.
There you go. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. How's things down south?
They're good. They're good. I got back last night super late from Colorado, and so I'm still adjusting.
Good trip?
The exhaustion has definitely hit in. The trip was a blast.
Was it?
I had so much fun. It was everything I could have ever asked for. The girls were amazing. The educational things went great. Everyone raved about it. So all good things at the end of the day, but I am damn tired, and now I'm leaving at noon today to go to a Carl event in Kansas City. So it's an ag leadership event thing that I'm a part of here in Kansas for the next 3 days. So
nice.
Doing some laundry, packing, and
away you go.
Heading back out the door today.
Away you go.
Yeah.
Good.
Away I go.
Good.
So, yeah. All good in the neighborhood.
Awesome.
Good to hear.
Good.
Well, what do you want to talk about today?
Cattle still on their tear. I mean, you want to talk about a market that could seem to shrug off everything. It's the cattle market. I mean, had a big bounce in the boxes yesterday. Load count wasn't super great. Exports weren't super great last week either. But the market's still going higher. Funds are buying. Cash cattle is higher again last week. There's a lot of packers fighting this thing right now as hard as they can. To give you an idea how they're doing it. So as you're aware, I live here in Eastern Iowa. So, Eastern Iowa it's not the last place the cash cattle market still lives on, but there's a lot more cash cattle traded here in Eastern Iowa than there is, percentage-wise compared to the rest of the country. So packers around here are all changing the way they're buying fat cattle now. So, for instance, one buyer is switching from an FOB bid or a freight paid bid. They're going to a delivered bid for a couple reasons. I'm told it's because of they don't want to pay the cost of the insurance for the cattle on the truck. I don't believe that's 100% of the reason. I think a lot of it is they're trying to mess with the Iowa-Minnesota averages that guys will sell on. They'll price their cattle to ship next week or the following week for a +1 against the Iowa, Minnesota. So whatever fat cattle are selling for in Iowa, Minnesota, the average of that price, that producer gets a +1 on top of that. So when they change the way that they're buying cattle to that delivered price, now it puts less cattle and a wider range in the FOB category that prices those other cattle. So they're messing with the bids that way. Another packer that was very, very aggressive, abnormally aggressive for this area, went from buying cattle on that live FOB to buying everything on that Iowa, Minnesota +1. So they're trying to break us up. And the other packer up here, and one of the other packers in this area, they're trying to get everybody to go grid. So, I've thought for a long time if we could all sell our cattle the exact same way, for instance, if that's, live FOB, live delivered in the meat, or, if we all sold the same way, it'd be easier to get price transparency. But when you break it up and all these packers are buying by different means, it's hard for everybody to understand, what their bids are compared to their neighbors and so on and so forth. So they're aggressively trying to bust this bull market. They're still cutting kills because obviously boxes were struggling until yesterday. I don't see a reason they're going to ramp up kills just yet, but you get me a couple weeks down the road, we're coming into beef demand or beef month. So give me a couple weeks down the road. I think they might have to ramp it up if the cattle are even there to begin with. Yeah. Other than that, feeder cattle are staying high as a kite in the sale barns. I've been trying to buy some here lately and no, I'm not having much luck, Lauren. I mean, shoot, your 6-weight, I think I saw yesterday smooth 6-weights down in Missouri were bringing the exact same price as what an 8-weight out west was bringing. And some of these 9-weights are bringing stupid high money. A lot of break evens for the finisher are 205, 210. If you're buying a light calf and you're looking out at deferred feeder boards, September's trading 295 here. So it's pretty easy to spend stupid money on those light calves you're going to kick out on grass. I hope the producers are using some sort of risk management, ideally. I truly believe on the backgrounding or grass cattle side of this industry, I think LRP is the best route. So I hope they're doing it because they've got a lot invested in a very light calf.
Yeah. It's the wild, wild west out there right now. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Great day to be selling. Not a great day to be Dan who's trying to buy.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you got some cattle you want to move and feel bad for me, let me know. Give me a ring. I'd be happy to take them off your hands at a discount. Or if you just want to donate, I could start a GoFundMe.
Yeah, 1,000%. I think we'll put the link for the GoFundMe for Dan down in the comments down below so that we can all be supportive of our amazing podcast guests during this trying time.
Yeah,
very, very trying time.
Yeah, no, it's quite the market. I mean, I love seeing it because the cow-calf producer, they've had a lot of hard years over the last couple decades, and it's nice to see those guys are finally ringing that cash register. So I'm happy to see it. I'm a little nervous about it because, as a cattle feeder, I think a lot of people would agree we can have PTSD from years past. And the higher we go, I'm nervous, we could fall harder and faster. So we're getting up there every day. I think this is the fats set a new all-time record high. Let's see. This is the third time in the last 5 trading days. Feeders have set a record high, third time in the last 3 trading days. So she has been wild and wicked. Just a true bull market. Don't step in front of the freight train. Just set a floor and get back to work.
Ride it out. No point in stepping in front of it and going splat for anyone out there right now. So we get on every week and it's always crazy how quickly things change and develop within the cattle market, especially as we just, like you said, go into these spring months and the back and forth that we're kind of going through for everyone within the market. But any other highs, lows, anything else we need to cover today within the markets?
Grains, I think everybody's watching and waiting, hoping we get a spring rally to get some hedges on. Going to be a lot of corn acres. I believe the USDA came out earlier this year, or here a couple months ago, and said we were going to be in that 95 million range. Judging from the tillage in my area, I think that number is going to go up. So I think we need to be aggressive and get hedges on if we get that rally towards that 480, 490, maybe get really aggressive up at that $5 level. Mm-hmm. Wheat has been a dog, just not going anywhere but down, especially in the KC wheat. I'd like to see that put a definite bottom in here, but I'm a little bit nervous because we have a triple bottom at the moment. So if you look at a weekly chart, it's not a great look, but optimistic. I guess the old rule of thumb is buy low, sell high. So the lower we go, the more I want to buy it, Lauren. Yeah, it's interesting times in these markets. So glad to see the equities not getting wrecked and taking cattle with it. I think every cattleman out there is enjoying this right now.
1,000%. It's always a little nerve-wracking when you see all of the other stuff going on and you're like, okay, so is the cattle market going to be a part of this? Are we going to be exempt? How's that going to go? But hey, it's a good day to be a cattleman, a great day to be a cow-calf producer that is selling right now. Maybe not a great week to be Dan, but your time is going to come to shine. I know it will.
I'll be all right. I'll fight through it.
Exactly. And you know what? It's starting to maybe hopefully dry up a little bit in Iowa so you can get out in the fields and get planting and all of this. Well, as always, thank you for your time, Dan, for kind of coming on, covering the markets, what we're seeing, all of the things like that. For For all of you producers out there, we have our LRP link down below in the show notes, our exclusive CattleUSA Insurance link that we partner with Dan and the guys over at Logic Ag Marketing to provide for you. So if you're seeing these markets right now and you're like, yep, nope, I need some insurance on myself right now, I need a little bit of protection, make sure you head down there and we'll get you in touch with the right people to help you with whatever your operation needs. And as always, make sure you like, subscribe, rate, review, share with a friend. And our email newsletter link is also down below if you guys are interested in either ours or Dan and Logic Ag's newsletter link. They're linked down below so that you can get the daily updates on what is happening and kind of what we're covering here. And let me tell you, Dan's newsletters, they're pretty great. They're a little afternoon pick me up, I guess you could say. Sometimes when he's bringing the humor and not bad news, it's a great day. It's a great day to get that newsletter. So make sure you subscribe to those, and we will see you all tomorrow on another episode of the CattleUSA Daily Podcast. Have a good one, y'all.